Hello and welcome to Geeks of the Round. I'm your host, Matt Moore. We are discussing Legends of Tomorrow, the pilot, part 1. Let's introduce the panel. First off, we got Charles Whedon. How you doing, Charles?
I'm doing pretty good, and this episode had me worried for like the first 10 minutes of the episode, but after that, it picked up and caught my interest by the end of the episode.
I'm going to have to agree with that, actually. I was a little worried at first, and then it got better. How about you, Lou?
I thoroughly enjoyed the beginning, middle, and ending, especially when I heard my man say, Randall Savage!
Yes, that was kind of amusing because Lou had actually said that and got Charles saying that in our Arrow discussion yesterday before any of us had actually seen the episode. He'd called Randall Savage, and it was just hilarious because I think I was the first one to end up watching it because I watched it right after the Hangout. And I saw Heatwave say that, and I'm all like, motherfucker, Lou's even got Heatwave saying that shit.
Honestly, I felt Heatwave and Captain Cold stole this episode.
You think so?
Yeah. You got Captain Cold talking about, you guys can't wait 5 minutes, you got Boba Fett shooting at you.
And that's just it. This episode did something rather well, and that is it introduced to us. I mean, literally, they threw. I didn't even count. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters. 9 characters in a TV show, unless I'm missing one. And gave them all their own place. Like Adam didn't have didn't have a lot of time in the spotlight, but that's because of the fact that we already know what he's about. We did have. What's his fucking name? The black kid, the other half of Martin Stein.
Jefferson Jackson.
You're always good at the names. Jefferson Jackson, we actually saw kind of in the forefront. Like, he was the one that was left behind and ended up having to, well, not defend the ship per se, because he didn't do anything to defend it, but, like, scurrying around there like a fucking rat.
All right, and one thing I have to ask the panel is that when Kronos was attacking the ship and Jefferson was going all apeshit, going like, oh, what is happening? Am I the only one that kind of, like, that whole scene kind of reminded me of how Finn was in The Force Awakens?
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, because he wasn't running per se. He was scrambling, like every once in a while he was on, like, both his hands and his feet.
Dude,
like,
he was running around.
No!
Yeah.
He's running around the ship talking about, Gideon! Fire the photons!
You know what? I'm a little disappointed that Gideon is no longer voiced by Marina Baccarin.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I noticed. Like, the second he pulled Gideon up, I'm all like, motherfucker, they changed the voice. And of course, Marina Baccarin, of course, is busy with Gotham.
She's busy with Gotham and Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what? I think we can forgive it. And besides. Yeah. This is a future version of Gideon, so maybe it's got a different voice.
Well, we don't even really know what time Reverse Flash is from, but do we know what time he's from?
The future.
Yeah, we know it's the future, but I thought
he said hundreds of years in the future.
Really? Oh, I don't know. That's just it. Is in Legends of Tomorrow, it's 100 years in
2166. The year that Rip Hunter is from is 2166.
And I think Reverse Flash is from 2150 something. Newspaper The Flash. Future. Let's find out. Google.
The newspaper that they were focusing on in season 1 was actually from, what was it, like 10 years in the future?
No, it was from, it was. It was from 2024, so that makes sense. So, Gideon could have been made in that 10 years and then just evolved to a different voice in the 140 years after.
Yeah, okay.
It explains why it's not on The Flash anymore. They needed it for Legends of Tomorrow.
No, that's just it. I think it is on The Flash. I think they're just not using it.
Well, then they're stupid.
Unless Harrison Wells took it with him. I mean, it's possible that Harrison Wells took it
No,
with.
no, it was confirmed that that after Harrison Wells had died, well, after Reverse Flash had died, Cisco did end up going back into that room. He did it off camera though, and he was trying to get information, and Gideon didn't have any information. She was basically a dead end for what they needed.
Oh, well, I don't know. I think that they're still going to be able to access Gideon. I think Gideon might become something in a future episode. But we're not talking about that Gideon. We're talking about future Gideon that belongs to Rip Hunter.
Yes.
And so we start out the episode. Rip Hunter is asking the Time Masters for, to be allowed to save the future. And they're like, no. And he's all like, well, fuck you. I'm going to do it anyway. Now, that was fucking predictable. I mean, I think we all kind of knew that was what was going on. That he was going to do it anyway. I didn't predict that was his fucking kid at the beginning, right there at the beginning. But the rest of it.
No. Actually, during that scene when Vandal Savage killed the woman and then killed the boy, for a second there before the boy was killed, I thought that was going to be Rip Hunter as a child.
Yeah, something like that. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so here's my thought on the matter. Why the fuck didn't Rip Hunter go to ground, hide, wait for Vandal Savage to destroy everything, and then go into the past and fix it? Then he wouldn't be hunted.
Well, emotionally
traumatized. Vandal.
What's that?
He couldn't kill Vandal.
No one can kill him. The only people who
ones who can kill him is
Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Well, first off, the only one who can kill him permanently is Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Like non-permanently, anybody can fucking do it, or else the Flash and Arrow wouldn't have been able to do it.
Well, but like Rip said, anybody can kill him, but with just a grain of a cell of his, he can be brought back to life.
That, however, has nothing to do with the question I asked. I asked, like, if Rip Hunter knew that he was going to be hunted for changing the past, why did he allow for that? If he's a freaking time traveler, all he had to do was hide out for a while while Vandal Savage destroys everything until there is no time council anymore, and then gone into the past and fixed everything.
Might have took too long.
Okay. Maybe he didn't want to see everything he cared about destroyed. Maybe that's what's going on. But I'm just thinking, like, if you're not allowed to do anything, then you know what? Don't do anything until there's no one to actually enforce that rule anymore. It's not like they'd know that he's going into the past and changing the past, because there's no way for them to know. Because, yeah.
They dead motherfuckers.
They're dead motherfuckers, exactly. I don't know. That was just me nitpicking and being like, all right, let's work on this time travel thing. That was another thing. That was another time travel, not trip up, but actually nod to a time travel theory. Is later on we find out that Hawkman and Hawkgirl have a daughter.
A son.
A son. That Broadman guy.
Homie, you want to make him a girl?
Yeah. That Broadman guy. Sorry, I was thinking about something else at the same time. And so they're trying to save him, and my thought is they're going to grab him, and he's going to get hurt, and that's how he's going to end up dying, because they already know he's going to die. Like, they're going to cause him his death.
It's a thing I like to call course correction. No matter how often you try to change things, the universe finds a way to be able to put it back. Always. That's
just it. While that is another theory, the theory that I was thinking is that no matter what you do,
you can't stop the inevitable.
Actions are going to play into what has already happened. That there is only one timeline, whether you go backwards or forwards. And if you try and change things, everything's you're actually going to play into that timeline. Like in this case, like maybe their kid would not have died if they hadn't grabbed the kid and tried to save him. Maybe that's what killed him.
Maybe. But my only nitpick was the fact that Dr. Stein was driving that old-ass BMW.
Yes. Why would an old doctor be driving an old car?
Dude,
Well,
come on, man. Give him 2015 at least.
Wait,
Give the 2015 model.
Are we still in the 70s, or are we back in the present time?
No, in the beginning.
Oh,
When they all met up at the ship, and they and
who gives a shit, man?
goofy kids are like, "Yo, did you see that? That shit was cool."
But
and then they get blasted by Kronos.
Yes, but who cares if he's drawing an old BMW? I mean, BMWs are good cars.
Yeah, it's a good car, but still, he's Dr. Stein. He got bread. He could have had a 2015 model.
Yes, but he wouldn't have wanted 2015.
Who cares? For all we know, he could drive that car because he likes that kind of car. Oh no, that is so crazy.
Lou, from what you know of Dr. Stein, do you think he's reading A, book, B, a first edition of a book, or C, an ebook? He's fucking reading first editions. He likes old shit, and you know this.
He needs to read a fucking ebook. It's so much easier.
God damn. Oh no. No. We are not falling down this rabbit hole. We are not. Okay? Move on.
So, this is just a fucking weirdo. In any case, so we've got all that. We didn't focus on Ray Palmer. Ray Palmer, all he fucking said is, "Hey, I want to be a legend." Oh, we don't get to be a legend? Fuck. That was all. That was.
Oh, and also he asked Dr. Stein, I was like, "Don't you remember me? I was one of your grad students." It was like, "No, Mr. Palmer, I don't remember you. It's Doctor, not Mister."
Yeah.
But a little to that scene, it was cool and all, but I liked his scene with Oliver. I kind of wish Barry would have been in it too, for Heat Wave and Captain Cold.
Okay.
Like they did in that bullshit trailer that they made just to introduce Legends of Tomorrow, with them hanging out. I mean, really, I could have done without the bullshit sparring where Laurel was getting her ass handed by her baby sister.
Actually, Sarah, I think, is the older sister.
Well, by her older sister. It just doesn't do them no justice because, I'm sorry, Sarah fights way better than Laurel any day of the week.
Well, Laurel was trained by Nyssa.
It don't matter if Laurel was trained by fucking God himself. She still sucks.
God
yeah, and let's face it, Sarah was also trained by Nyssa and for a lot longer period of time, and in between tongue waggings.
Seriously, Matt.
I wasn't going to go there, but Matt did.
You fucking pervert.
What? They talked a lot. What are you thinking? They talked a lot.
Oh, dude. I like the chemistry between her, Sarah, and Captain Cold.
Yes, and that was my favorite part. They broke up the team into two teams, as it were, the good guys and the bad guys, and the bad guys were a far better story in my opinion. I couldn't say better story, but a more enjoyable story is we have the good guys go and they find out who Broadman is, and they find out that Hawkman and Hawkgirl have this son, and the son remembers all the stories, and they don't remember crap about him. Which, I mean, I guess that's kind of cool, and you are hearkening back to the episode where we see him in the old fucking 70s like VH or beta videos. It wasn't even VHS, it was beta.
Damn.
Remember that shit?
Just thinking back to the clothes that we had to wear in the 70s. Whew, damn, that was horrible.
Now, it was the 70s. You didn't have to wear any clothes, Lou.
I was born in 76. I still had to wear some of those fucking freaking thing clothing.
Well, I'm just saying that...
Baby edition.
If you've ever watched Hair, you know that you don't necessarily have to wear clothes in the 70s. Let alone those clothes. No one's seen Hair.
I wasn't allowed to walk around freeballing.
Going commando.
I walked around freeballing in the 70s because I was a toddler.
Hey, I was forced to wear my undies.
In any case, so Yeah, we have Ray Palmer. He didn't have much to do. It kind of pissed me off about White Canary's costume just like automatically appearing out of nowhere. Like, seriously, how the fuck did she get a costume that fast? She's all
Cisco.
like, "Oh, I got a friend named Cisco."
Oh, okay. All right. Here's the thing.
Cisco could make a costume and deliver it 600 miles in the course of a conversation. Cisco's good. He ain't that good.
Dude, it was just sitting there waiting for Sarah to come out of
retirement. But my issue, my little nitpick with that outfit is that, first off,
it's hot.
Well, no. First off, is that the outfit is white and the whole thing of White Canary and all that. How in the fuck they knew that even Sarah was going to come back? And also, she was going to call herself White Canary.
Well, first off, Laurel named her White Canary.
Dude, okay. I'm sorry to say, but that costume looked more cream. So why did they go with the cream canary?
Oh man, fuck off, Lou. Oh,
that's dirty.
Oh.
Now
I'm gonna have to wash my ears out with bleach, you son of a bitch.
It ain't my fault that Laurel gave her a cream costume.
Oh, god damn it.
The costume itself was white. It just had shades of black in it. It was like they put gray in it. It was not cream. Cream would annotate that would mean the addition of a light red.
Mm-hmm. She was all creamy.
Uh-huh. In any case, so yeah, that particular storyline did better for me than the Good Guy storyline, where they just went to a bar, they just had part of a drink, which they had 3 sips each, and then got in a bar fight.
Dude, it's like dollar beers.
Yeah.
That look like Red Stripe.
That's what I was thinking too.
And then she takes a sip, and she's like, "You want to dance?" He's like, "No, I'll just sit back and enjoy the view." And she gets on the dance floor, and next thing you know, fucking big biker dude comes out of nowhere. Talk about, "You want to come with me into the parking lot?" I'm like, really, dude? That's how it was in the 70s?
His girlfriend is right the fuck there.
She was going to join.
Again, it is the 70s. That shit happens.
And I wasn't born in the 70s, so I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
The 70s, man. The 70s.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take you at your word, yeah.
What I remember of the 70s was very interesting. I don't remember a whole lot of it, and what I do remember is of the late 70s. But what I do remember was a lot of drugs, a lot of booze, and almost all of that booze was either whiskey or beer. And yeah, a lot of not caring about your women.
But you also had a lot of drugs too.
I said that.
You know, you had your Blue Magic. Let's see.
It was before cocaine really got big. And back then you still had lewds. You still had lewds. Lewds, man, lewds. But yeah, I mean, so the 70s was an interesting time, and I'm kind of glad that they started with the 70s. I cannot wait until they decide to go like 10 years before that, and we get to see Sarah Lance wearing fucking like bright colors and like Elton John glasses and the whole 9 yards. I think that'll be fucking hilarious.
To me, the best part of this whole episode was the 3 in the bar fight.
Yes. Let me see. What else do we got? We got the backstory for Hawkman and Hawkgirl, which was just
boring,
kind of expanding on the story that we already knew. And going over that story for the people who weren't watching Flash and Arrow previous, which is kind of cool. Let's see what else we got. We got Kronos coming to write the timeline. I knew Kronos was a good guy almost immediately because of the fact that like the first thing he said is, "I'm checking to see if you will fuck with the timeline." Oh, you won't? Okay, now I will kill you. Like to me, he's at least like working for the good guys per se, and that's the Time Masters. What else? Was there really anything else?
The comic relief between Heatwave and Captain Cold. They're going to bring the comedy.
Captain Cold.
One thing I want to bring up that was not touched on in this episode, but it was confirmed that Legends of Tomorrow Season 1 is going to be getting Jonah Hex.
Yes.
Yeah, they filmed that episode today.
They filmed it today? Okay.
Yeah, they started filming that episode today.
I've only seen parts of the movie with Josh Brolin and Megan Fox. Gotta say, Megan Fox killed the movie for me, and not in a good way. Her terrible acting pretty much forced me to lose all interest in that movie. But still,
they just gave her a TV role.
They what?
They gave her a TV role.
For what?
The New Girl.
Oh,
you
God.
watched that?
No, but I just read it on fucking Hollywood.com or some shit.
Yeah, but no. I would be very interested to see how they're going to be able to portray Jonah Hex, even though Josh Brolin did do a fairly decent job as the character. But I'd like to see what they do with him in Legends of Tomorrow. I think it'd be pretty cool.
I think they might actually do better in the TV show than they did in the movies, only because of the fact that the TV show has the comics to kind of aspire to, where the movie doesn't have to worry about that as much.
And then they also casted today the guy, they're calling him the villain in Ant-Man, but I don't recall him being the villain.
He was the villain. He was actually loosely affiliated with Hydra when they tried to get the Yellow Jacket suit. At the beginning of the movie, during the flashback, where we see a young Hank Pym punch the guy in the face because he said something about his wife, that was him. That was him.
He's going to be Rip Hunter's mentor.
Yes, and yeah, I saw that. Yeah. But
that was another funny thing about the episode was, will you people stop hitting me?
Yeah. Gets punched by the mom and gets punched by Sarah.
Yep. It's just like, you understand I'm in charge, right? Like, apparently not. There was the two different moments of should we join him. Like, we end up having the same scene twice. That bugged me a little.
Well, the first time, think about it, the first time around, they joined based on a lie.
Yes.
Thinking they were going to be legends, and then the second time around, he comes forth with the truth because he got tired of getting sucker punched. So he was like, "Well, if you choose to stay, we keep going. If not, but do you really think he would have took them back?"
Would have took him back. What do you mean took him back?
Took him back to 2016.
Oh, I don't know. Well, what he did was not exactly the most honorable thing. At least he didn't kidnap a motherfucker like Martin Stein.
Yo, I want one of those roofies. I ain't judging.
However, that actually brings up a kind of a good point. Is you have these bad guys. You have Captain Cold and you have Heatwave, who are doing this specifically so they can travel through time and steal shit from the past. What's their motivation now? Like, now that they know the truth, is that still their motivation? Like, what the fuck? I don't know. I'm hoping. Remember that this is the first part of the pilot. The pilot is actually a 2-hour pilot, and we only saw the first half of it. That's why the second episode is called Pilot Part 2. So hopefully they'll clear some of this shit up for us next episode.
Well, if they wanted to make it a 2-hour episode, they could have easily pushed 100 to come on next week.
I don't know. 100's got some pretty big fans.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the 100, but I mean, you could have waited one more week if you had a 2-hour episode.
Yeah.
Instead of breaking it up.
I have not watched the 100 yet, so don't spoil it.
I'm just going to say it was good.
What's her face and what's her face wag tongues at each other.
I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Clark and Lexa, right?
Oh,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
saying
I
nothing.
just made it up. I haven't actually seen the episode.
I'm not saying nothing. You just need to go watch it when we're done.
Well, I know that there's going to be a love scene between Clark and
Dude,
Lexa, but
just
I didn't
watch it
expect
when
it to
we're
happen in
done.
the premiere.
Just watch
I
it
don't
when we're
have
done.
I don't have time.
I haven't seen the episode either, yeah, don't assume
Well,
that
then,
anything I say means anything.
Charles, when you wake up at 6
Charles, you
o'clock in
know
the
I like
morning,
funny
watch it
shit when
then.
it comes to spoilers.
Okay, yeah.
Unless you'll be shoveling snow.
No, I'm not going to be shoveling snow. Fuck that.
All right, so that was another relatively quick hangout. I could drawn out as much as I possibly could, but it was the pilot, so it wasn't going to be the best example of what the show can do.
Well, let's be
However,
real.
for a pilot, it was still pretty damn good.
For being the pilot, I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yes.
And since it's a two-parter, they probably, I would have preferred it air back-to-back, because then it probably would have made this pilot a lot better. But since they didn't go that route, it was still solid. You're introduced to why they joined the team, and it seems like they're just going to be a bunch of misfits having fun.
Yeah. And I am looking forward to the relationship between Captain Cold, Heatwave, and Sarah. Basically,
I said this in the previous hangout I was in, that I honestly feel that Sarah and Captain Cold are going to hook up.
There's no way.
No,
She doesn't
it's
play
not
for that.
No.
She doesn't
It's not
play for
gonna-
that.
He loves money, not people.
I ain't say they going to love each other. I just said hook up.
Maybe under the influence of a spell, but I don't see it happening any other way.
Okay,
Maybe under the
one thing
influence
I
of
have to
time
ask-
travel.
With Heatwave and Captain Cold on this whole Legends of Tomorrow thing, what about Snart's sister? What about her? I mean, I know she's not a part of Legends of Tomorrow, but
Snart's not going to have sex with his sister, dude.
no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I've moved on to something else. You fucking pervert. Okay?
You're the one who said Snart should sleep with his sister.
I did not say anything. I said, where is his sister?
His
now they're
sister
gonna
is in
start-
another town.
Well, I thought that they still looked out for each other after the whole thing that went on with their dad.
No, you
Probably,
know what
but-
I would find funny? I would find it fucking hilarious if Snart's sister showed up for a single episode, looked at Sarah, Sarah looked at her, and they're just like, no, we've never met before. Never happened. I have no idea who Sarah is. I mean, that woman is. I have no idea who that woman is or what her vagina looks like. I think that would be hilarious.
That would be classic.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm intimating that it would be hilarious if Sarah and Snart's sister, whose name I'm forgetting right now, actually
Golden
knew each other
Glider.
because they had hooked up. Sarah's not exactly chaste.
Remember, Sarah was chasing that golden glider.
Yeah, exactly. It's possible that Sarah and Golden Glider, I'm not saying it's likely, I'm saying it's possible that they have already met and already done stuff. Because we don't know if Golden Glider is bisexual. It's possible.
What are you talking about?
Everyone is keeping up
God.
except you, Charles.
One day, Charles, one day.
Shut up, Lou.
Charles, I have a website for you to check out. It's www.pornhub.com.
Why am I not surprised?
I'm sure your parents have probably blocked it, so go to a proxy site and you'll be able to view it that way.
God damn it, just stop, okay? Just stop.
Okay, so let's wrap everything up. I've just got to say that early preview for this episode by Ain't It Cool News said that the character was weak, that the bad guy was weak, and it said a whole bunch of other shit. We did not see enough of Vandal Savage in this episode to call him weak. We didn't. There's just no way.
Could they be talking about Kronos?
But Kronos isn't a villain.
But to us, we didn't really know that. I didn't know that Until
As soon as we found out that he was a bounty hunter working for the Time Masters, it pretty much confirmed he's not a bad guy.
Yeah.
But he's still a villain. He's
Not
a villain
really.
working for somebody. He may not be in the
That
term
doesn't make him a
villain. Dude, he's a bounty hunter.
anything-
All bounty hunters are villains.
Really? Say
That's
that to
totally
Boba
not
Fett.
true. That's
So
totally
Boba Fett's
true.
not a villain?
Huh?
So Boba Fett's not a villain.
Boba Fett is Boba Fett. He's not a villain or a hero. He's fucking Boba Fett.
In the eyes of the good guys, he's a villain. In the eyes of himself, he's just him, which is Kronos. But to the viewers, us, who probably never read comics about these misfits, he is the villain portray. And yes, we got what? Vandal, let me correct myself, Vandal in a few shots. So is that part, yeah, I get it. It's a little weak, but let's be real. It was just a 43-minute episode. Just take it for what it was. Fun, entertaining, and good one-liners.
Lou, I've got 2 words for you. Cowboy Bebop.
I don't watch Cowboy Bebop.
They're bounty hunters who are good guys.
In their eyes.
Dog the bounty hunter.
Oh, he's an asshole.
He is an asshole, but he is working for the law.
He's just an asshole.
Well, he's working for the law when he's not breaking it. When he's being a bounty hunter, he's a good guy. But no, I mean, the bounty hunters are generally neutral. Some of them are better than others, but generally they're neutral.
Yes.
At least in popular fiction. In real life, generally they're good. But whatever.
But in TV land, they can be villains.
They can be, but not always. And in the case of Kronos, he's not. He's working for the good guys. He's doing what
in the case of the average TV goer who didn't know that, they saw him as a villain.
Right at the fucking beginning. Are you crucial to the timeline? No? Okay. Now we can kill you. I don't know. I guess that's bad as well. But at least he has a code. He has like rules.
Did he not vaporize 2 people?
Yeah,
yes,
because they
were not
weren't
crucial
important
to the timeline. According to him, they were dead already.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Bitch. Harrison Wells, Reverse Flashed up in this bitch. You've been dead to me for centuries.
Bitch, because you're not from this timeline, motherfucker!
Yeah. You may be from the future, but we're alive right now. So, fuck you.
Do we have any wild speculation?
To be honest, I don't have enough information to even create a wild speculation at this point. Maybe ask me again in like 4 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lou, do you have any?
That we'll be back next week, same time, same bat channel to discuss this show.
That is true. I got to think of a wild speculation. I really want the wild speculation that Sarah and Golden Glider know each other. And it's hooked up. I want that to be true. The reason I want it to be true is not for the lesbianics of the whole situation. While that is not entirely a bad thing, I want it to be true because how it would fuck with Leonard Snart. That's what I want it to be true. Is because I want Leonard Snart to be like, every time he looks at Sarah, be like, fuck. She licked my sister.
My sister got that.
My sister hit that, and I can't. What the fuck? I want that to be true so bad.
Blame Oliver.
All right, so we're going to wrap up. I want to thank everyone for watching. Check us out at geekstheround.com, youtube.com/geekstheround. Give us a call at 801-609-4687. That's 801-609-GOTR. Email us, geekstheround@gmail.com, and, of course, Twitter, Google+, Facebook, all at Geeks Around. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.